What's up guys, I'm getting the engine back in today and I thought I'd make a video on how the N54 oil cooler fits on the N52. All you need to do is buy an N54 oil filter housing, and it has to have this front piece here and the back half here, and there's actually a gasket that goes in between here. Make sure you replace that with genuine BMW along with the gasket that goes behind the oil filter housing. I'm all for saving money, but I've tried all the aftermarket gasket brands and I'll pay the extra 20 bucks for genuine BMW because when I don't, they prematurely fail every single time. Mal, Victor Reigns, L-Ring, whatever, I've seen them all fail way sooner than they should. BMW ones last extremely longer, so it's really worth your time to spend the extra 20 bucks to not have to do the job twice. If you buy an N54 oil filter housing, it's not gonna have these red pieces, obviously. It's just gonna be a standard black cap here, and this is silver. So don't worry about those pieces, you don't need them. But if you want them, it's Burger Motorsports. Second piece you need these two pressure hoses, also from an N54. Ideally, just buy the entire set from a parts car, and make sure you brake clean the whole thing. You can leave this and the hoses, everything attached, and remove these two and spray brake cleaner down one of these hoses, shake up the oil cooler, let it sit for a bit, and then you're gonna wanna hit it with an air hose and spray out any old crap from the previous owner. There's two gaskets, well there's two O-rings. There's one here and one here. Always replace those when you remove this, just because if that leaks, it's gonna go on your belt and that's not gonna be good. Second set of O-rings you need, it's the same part number. O-ring here, O-ring here. It's like $4 for all of them. Last piece you need is the actual oil cooler. The oil flows through these fins and this duct pulls in air right to them and cools off that oil. The standard N54 thermostat, I forget off the top of my head, but I think the thermostat goes here, but I think it opens up at either 240 or 250 degrees Fahrenheit, which your N52 really won't be seeing unless you're going crazy on the track. So what I recommend, you just remove these two screws and this opens up, and Hard Motorsports, and I think FTS or FTP, I'll figure it out and link it in the comments, but they sell a low temp thermostat and that'll keep your oil around 210 Fahrenheit, which is perfect. I would highly, highly recommend this if you track your car whatsoever, you do canyon carving, anything else. If you live in a really cold climate and your oil doesn't really get hot ever, it's really pointless, don't bother. If you live in a hot climate, Arizona, Texas, anything like that, this could be beneficial just for daily driving. Price-wise, I spent $100 on this whole set of the OEM parts, so oil filter housing, hoses, and the cooler. That was a hookup from one of my friends, so expect to pay anywhere between 100 and 200 bucks for this. The low temp thermostat was 30 or 40 bucks, and then these O-rings here and here, $4. So anywhere from 150 to 250. Expect to pay for this whole setup, but it really pays for itself by keeping the oil temps cool on the track or aggressive driving. Oh, and also the last piece you need is this bracket here. So on your car you have a standard bracket, but it stops right here. On the oil cooler bracket, it has this piece that moves around back here, and that's actually where the oil cooler mounts to on the back. So you'll need that. The only annoying thing about this install is you do have to remove the crash bar and the front bumper just for this little piece because it goes behind the crash bar and gets pressed in. And that's it, not too expensive and not very hard to do. In other news, the new motor is in. I did a leak down and compression test on it. It looks mint. I'm just finishing up putting the accessories and stuff back on and the exhaust. And I hope to be firing it up today.